Hello and welcome to Ref Sports. After Pakistan's government confirmed that the national team will not take the field against India on February 15, the ripple is now being felt across world cricket. Sources have said that PCB has reached out to several ICC member boards to build support, only to be told that it has no locus standi in the matter. Now, ICC board members have pointed out to inconsistencies in Pakistan's position. They have highlighted recent under 19 and also upcoming women's fixtures that Pakistan will play against India. This has also come with a warning that a men's T20 World Cup boycott could hurt associate nations and the global game. And now, with the T20 World Cup warm up matches already underway, the ICC now faces a very delicate moment, one that could possibly redefine how cricket deals with selective participation. Joining me for the show is Vaibhav Tripathi and Bharat Ramraj. Soon Rohit Juglan will also join us. But Bharat, I'll start with you and I'll ask you if multiple boards at this point, from what we've heard from our sources, are saying that Pakistan has no locus standi. Perhaps Pakistan has, and the PCB has misread its standing within the ICC ecosystem?
Not just that, it's not just about misreading it. Perhaps they thought that maybe I will go it in this way. I'll say it in this way that whatever Pakistan are doing, it doesn't really make much sense. See, if you look at it, that Pakistan, what they can do in this situation, because every board will tell that you have no real local standing here because it's not like there are any security concerns in Sri Lanka. It's not like something else that is going to really be against Pakistan out there in Sri Lanka. So, what exactly is the reason why you would want to boycott India? It's not like India and Pakistan are at war in 2026. There's nothing really happening between India and Pakistan. If they were playing in India, you can Pakistan can come and tell that yes, there are security reasons we can't play in India. Last year we had a war, but what exactly is the reason why you would want to boycott a match in Sri Lanka just because you supported Bangladesh and they have been thrown out of the 2026 World Cup? You can't give that reason because that is Bangladesh's situation, not your situation. So it's not just about misreading. Perhaps they went too far ahead, and now they're maybe desperate more than misreading the situation. I think that this is somewhat desperate to get some kind of support, which they obviously won't get. So I think that is what is basically happening. Pakistan are basically in a desperate situation where they want to garner some kind of support so that they can go up against the ICC.
Rohit, we know that PCB already does not have a great image when it comes to world cricket. We've seen how the global media has been reacting to this boycott call, and how damaging do you think this perception of selective boycott is right now, especially when Pakistan continues to play India at under 19. You are there, you've been watching it, and women's cricket as well.
So yeah, the first thing which definitely ICC will ask whenever there is a bilateral talk between both of them, because what my understanding is saying and what the sources in both the parties are saying is that there should be something. And yesterday when we did the interview, of Samuel Bunny, he the ex media and comms head of PCB also and ICC also, he also said this certain thing that first of all it has to be between Pakistan and ICC. Before you call any kind of meeting, before you call any other boards, before you get into the voting part, you have to sort it out between both these parties, because it's directly between now in Pakistan and ICC. So the first thing will be surely around this. Then definitely there will be something around, the question will be somewhere around that there are two Pakistan game between 15 days. One is on 1st of Feb, the other is on 15th of Feb. So if you are playing the 1st Feb game, the under 19 game, why you are not playing the 15th Feb game? What change in between? If there will be 3-4 months gap in between these two games, they could say anything like the diplomatic relations have changed, or the tensions between the two countries increased, things escalated as far as terrorism is concerned. There could be anything, from from their side. But at this point of time, if you say that it could be one of these reasons. In the 15 days, I don't think that anyone will buy this argument, whatever Pakistan is trying to convey at this point of time. And what my sources are telling me, that they have made certain 3-4 points what they want to put in front of ICC, or whatever they are meeting at this point of time. 3-4 days ago, they also went to certain people. They went to Imran Khwaja in Singapore, the deputy to Mr. Jaisha. He's the deputy chairman in ICC, and I think, if I'm not wrong, he's there from 2017. And then they went to Mohsin Naqvi, went to Mubassir Usmani also. He was the general secretary of the Emirates Cricket Board also. And he was there because he thinks that Emirates Cricket Board will help him. But I remember this incident from last year's PSL, when Operation Sindoor was going on, and at that point of time, when Pakistan thought that we can shift PSL in UAE, then Mr. Mubassir Usmani said that no, you can't host the PSL here. And that's the one of the reasons for this, is because Mr. Usmani share a great bond with Mr. Jaisha, the ICC chairman. So there are multiple things at this point of time. You talk it geopolitically, you talk it politically, diplomatically, whatever you want to say it. But at this point of time, it's Pakistan. What Pakistan is feeling at this point of time is complete isolation, Gargi.
And they do deserve it, because this is not something that is in isolation when it comes to Pakistan Cricket Board. By that I mean, this is not something that will only affect India or Pakistan. This is going to affect the associate nations. The kind of revenue that associate nations derive from ICC also heavily depends on this fixture, which is why, you know, Pakistan will at no point find any support from any other boards. Bharat, I'd like to ask you, is this less about Pakistan versus India and more about Pakistan versus ICC as an institution? Are they trying to get back at ICC as an institution for what happened, let's say in the Champions Trophy, for what happened in the Asia Cup? Is it a grudge?
Or indirectly, it is BCCI. That is where it comes down to, because Pakistan at least believe, you may not agree, I may not agree. Pakistan at least believe that ICC is equal to BCCI. That is what they would think. So they're basically indirectly trying to hit back at ICC, trying to hit back at BCCI, and that is why I think in some ways they wanted to support Bangladesh as well, because they thought that maybe they found a sidekick here in Bangladesh, and we can form a, what can you say, small kind of you can say combination, that can take on ICC, with Bangladesh and Pakistan taking on ICC. That is what I believe they looked at it. Yes, it will definitely affect world cricket in general. It's not just about India and Pakistan. Always remember that Geo themselves were having some problems with the broadcasting rights in the last cycle. Maybe they were thinking that they didn't get the kind of profits that they wanted to, and if India don't play Pakistan, then definitely it will hit the next cycle as well. Then ICC won't have any kind of bargaining power when it comes to the next cycle with Geo, and it would definitely, in the end, hit not just the associate nations, other boards as well when it comes to revenue sharing. So I think Pakistan are just trying to hit back at BCCI indirectly through the ICC, because of as you just noted, what exactly happened with the Asia Cup, what exactly happened in the Champions Trophy as well, where Pakistan wanted India to come over to Pakistan and play some of the games, but it didn't really work out, and that is why I think Mohsin Naqvi is indirectly trying to hit back at ICC and BCCI.
But the thing is, Rohit, this is not happening in a vacuum. Associate nations will lose financially because of this, and other board members will not take this lightly, because this is selective participation. It is not as if they are withdrawing from the entire tournament. They do not have security concerns. They have not cited what their reason is for the India boycott. At this point, they have sort of backed themselves into a corner.
Means, obviously, if you see the sharing percentage also, you'll come to know this, that as far as surplus is concerned, only India is giving to the ICC, taking less from the ICC. If I quote the exact amount, India gets $920 million and India returns 3 billion US dollars. So this is what, if you go by the numbers, it's the only country in the ICC's panel giving you something as called a surplus. Every other member, either it's a net to net, no profit no loss, and mainly two countries, Australia and England. And after that, everyone is, which you can say that every other board is in deficit. If you talk about England, $180 million, $164 million, they are also giving certain part of profit. $164 million what they get, $180 million, and apart from them, Australia is somewhere around to $150 million. uh, in after this, if you see this data, it's everyone who's in deficit at this point of time. So everyone wants this money which you will get from this. And the heavy chunk means almost about 250 million, 250 million US dollars is what exactly one India Pakistan game will give you. Means going by the average, it's $250 million what a India Pakistan game will give you. So if you go into the finances, if you break down the finances part also, you'll get to know that yes, India can survive, the other couple of boats can survive, England can survive on their own, Australia can survive on their own. But what after them? Take out a Pakistan from this and just see what can a New Zealand do, what can a South Africa do, Sri Lanka, West Indies, Afghanistan. So for me, the major part here is that if you leave this game also, and if ICC is also saying that you leave this game, India is also not playing this game, I think the main concern will be the other cricketing members who are not strong as far as their financial setup is concerned. So this will ICC have to fight for those countries. It's not about that ICC can show their ego and Pakistan obviously is showing their ego and India is sitting quite aside. But ICC have to fight and tell the world then that look at the points which is Pakistan giving at this point of time, when it's about that why you want to, they must be asking this reason, that this question, that why you are leaving this game, give us the reasons. Couple of days ago you played a under 19 game, a virtual knockout game versus Pakistan. Why you are leaving this game? Give us a reason, what you want. So two things will be there: what are the reasons you are leaving this game and what you want. So I think this will drive the story from here onwards, if there will be any kind of talks between ICC and PCB, Gargi.
And funnily enough, no formal communication from PCB to ICC yet. So what they're trying to do is yeah.
Means I just had a 1 hour ago I had a words with someone in Pakistan, and he's clearly saying to me, and I don't see any kind of illogic reason in that argument, that they are saying that, look, Pakistan, and this is from Pakistan's point of view, look, they are saying that you know our prime minister, this is the constitutional position of Pakistan, that their prime minister is the patron in chief. Means he is someone, in Hindi में जैसे हम कहते हैं अभिभावक, कि भाई ये करता धरता है. So PCB chairman is obviously office wise that's the top post, but the prime minister, be it Nawaz Sharif, be it Imran Khan, be it Shehbaz Sharif, it's always the patron in chief when you talk about the Pakistan Cricket Board. So he is the basically survey server of Pakistan Cricket Board. So when a statement is given by the government, that is what Pakistan arguing. Sources in Pakistan are saying that we don't make any other mails now or any other communication from our side. There was something which our government already said. Pakistan Cricket Board reposted that particular thing. Now they are waiting that if ICC have to do certain thing, ICC have also written the mail, I think, what, 2 hours or 3 hours to that decision. And
Yeah.
then now what they are saying is that if you want to have a word with us, have a word with us. If the chairman want to directly talk to the chairman, the ICC chairman to the Pakistan Cricket Board chairman, have a call. If not, then the CEO level communication can be established. So this is what Pakistan is saying at this point of time.
Right.
So if the message they are sending across to ICC is, if they are waiting for a Pakistan Cricket Board email, sorry, we won't send any. That's what their point of view at this point of time.
And obviously back channel negotiations are ongoing at this point. The best thing for world cricket is that ICC somehow is able to convince PCB to go against maybe government directive and have them play the game, because there are no security concerns, and the sanctions that could come from this and the repercussions that could come from this will not be something that PCB will shake off easily. It will linger for a long, long time. Weber, you're back. Going to ask you now. India played the Asia Cup, citing protection, partly citing protection of associate members. This has, when you look back on the entire situation, this has comparatively weakened Pakistan's argument at this point?
Definitely it has. And you look at whatever has transpired in the last 1 year between India and Pakistan, then you will see. And more than India versus Pakistan, it has been PCB versus ICC. You remember the the Jeff that match referee thing that happened in the Asia Cup, where there was Pakistan and they threatened to boycott the game, but they couldn't. So for a long time, it has been, although PCB is indirectly targeting or indirectly bringing BCCI into this by standing off against ICC. But again, I have been repeatedly saying in number of shows that PCB going against ICC in any ways is something they should be avoiding, because they are a full member nation and there are repercussions. There are going to be consequences that they will face. So I think best thing for PCB to do right now is to convince the government, and it is easy. See, your current chairman is also the interior minister. He is very close to the prime minister. So the best thing that you can do is to convince your prime minister, or because prime minister, we also know that he has no expertise in this field. Even though Mohsin Naqvi also has no expertise in cricket field, he is a politician. He's not an administrator. He's a failed administrator, and he should accept it at first. But he should be the first one who should convince by giving out the reasons. See, the reasons, the repercussions, the consequences, that if you are going to boycott the India game, these are the things that you will face as a cricketing board. And then now, since you have already tried contacting multiple boards to give us support, that is also not happening. You have no choice but to surrender to ICC. That's all you have to do now, because see, tomorrow you will be playing an warm-up game. On 7th you are going to play the first game against Netherlands, and then there is an India Pakistan game. So I think there's a very less time. One thing that PCB has successfully done is to not give ICC any chance to bring a replacement team. Like in Bangladesh case, ICC had the time to send the proposal to Scotland, and Scotland accepted the proposal. But now they don't have the time because Pakistan has already reached Colombo. So now, all ICC can tell you on what grounds. Like other members are also asking on what grounds we should support you. This is what they are asking for. What are the grounds for you to forfeit the India game? So now Pakistan has no grounds. They never had a ground on which they could boycott the game. Now they don't have a support as well. They didn't get the support in the meeting where they supported Bangladesh and Pakistan. They only voted for the relocation of Bangladesh matches. But now Pakistan stand alone. There's no Bangladesh to support them. No country is going to go against BCCI. Because ultimately you're going against BCCI only. If you are saying that Pakistan is right in stating that they don't want to play India in Colombo in a neutral venue, then obviously you are saying that India is not safe, or India is not the place to play cricket. No cricket world can go against BCCI right now. That's the truth of the matter. And the quickly PCB understands this and convince their government, better for them.
Yep. Let's digress from the Pakistan topic a little bit.
Also, one point, small point to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, why will any board support Pakistan? Because in the end, it's about revenue generation. And if you're not going to get revenue, then why will you go and support Pakistan? Even if in case Pakistan had some kind of, what can we say, strong reason like security concerns, still I don't think any board would have gone and supported Pakistan, because finally it is about revenue generation, and if you're not going to get the revenue, then no one will go and support you, especially going up against BCCI. I don't think any board wants to do it.
Absolutely. Okay, fly boys for our whatever. Mohsin Naqvi is trying to elevate as next PM candidate. Don't dream convincing Pakistan PM by Naqvi. You people, how you even become journalist expert? All four are overnight expert. Thank you. Aap aa jao. Bas. Okay, let's digress from the Pakistan topic a little bit. Let's talk about Indian cricket. We haven't spoken about this in the past couple of days, I think, because we need to talk about India walking into this T20 World Cup as the favorites, India's World Cup to lose. Bharat, Tilak Verma is back, one of the most positive signs for India. Ishan Kishan is firing, and possibly we are going to see Sanju Samson being replaced by Ishan Kishan at the top.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would definitely replace Sanju Samson with Ishan Kishan at the top of the order. Someone is in the form of his life, and this is the right time to pick him at the top of the order with Tilak Verma also coming into the equation. It's yes, it is on the part of Sanju Samson. I feel sad for him because he's been in and out of the side, but he's not taken his opportunities and. The sporting world is quite harsh, it's quite cruel. That is how it works. If you don't perform, then you would be dropped. So I think they should do that. Though there could be reason for the Indian think tank to give Sanju Samson two more opportunities, maybe just two more opportunities, and see how he goes. Sorry, to see how he goes, and if he doesn't perform, then drop him. But I would definitely have Ishan Kishan at the top of the order. Otherwise, this Indian team it is very difficult to beat them in this T20 World Cup. The only thing that can go against them is perhaps in some knockout game. Suddenly, in that one-off clash in T20 cricket, it definitely can happen where maybe India will lose the toss. Some team will bowl first, and maybe India will get some 200 on a flat pitch, and the opponent will come and chase that down. So with the way around. So occasionally that can happen in T20 cricket. Otherwise, uh, this is a World Cup that India should win because not just the batting lineup. Yes, the batting lineup is powerful, but even if you look at the bowling attack, if one player fails, then there are others who can come and perform. For example, even Arshdeep Singh, a sound temperament, leave alone Varun Chakravarti and Bumrah. You look at Arshdeep Singh, he went for 40 runs in his first 2 overs against New Zealand, and then he returned back and took five for. So that tells you about the kind of class that is there in that bowling attack. They have the defensive spinner in Akshar Patel. They have Varun Chakravarti, Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, and Hardik Pandya is the all-rounder. Sorry, I'm not thinking about the politician. Not thinking about the politician who keeps joining one party after another. Yeah, Hardik Pandya is an all-rounder. So they have a full-fledged bowling lineup that is, I think it's very hard to beat this Indian side.
Rohit, let's talk about the Under 19 World Cup as well. India has made it to the semi finals. Quite a weird, peculiar game that we saw against Pakistan under 19 because they did not even try to chase the total in which they could have possibly booked a semi-final berth, but they went for the win and sort of lost their place. But one of the biggest questions during this entire campaign has been that the under 19 team is overly dependent on Webb of Suryavanshi, but that was something that was proved wrong in the last game as well. Because Webb of 30 off 22, yes, he made those runs, but at the same time, there was a bit of a time when Indian batting was struggling. Vedant Trivedi stepped up, Kanish Chauhan stepped up. How are you looking at India's campaign ahead over from here?
So yeah, as you rightly said, that they are not dependent on anyone, and you see, champions team in the history, be it in the IPL or in the World Cups, it's the same thing around. You have multiple match winners in a single team. If you can, count multiple match winners in a single team, that means the team is doing really good, and this is what this team is doing at this point of time. They are not dependent on anyone. Forget about hugely dependent on anyone. They are not partially dependent on anyone. You see a Weber Suryavanshi, contributing in a couple of games. Apart from that, you see, Ayush Matre not contributing with the bat, but contributing with his captaincy and his bowling also. Bowled versus Zimbabwe also took important wickets in lower order, and then bowled versus Pakistan also, three important wickets there for him also. So it's not about that where you are failing. It's only about what more you can give as far as this particular tournament is concerned, and that's what Kanishk did. 10 overs, maybe 30 runs. He's given just 30 runs in those 10 overs. He did the same in that league stage game in Asia Cup also. Scored 46 runs and picked up 3 wickets there also. So, when you see these guys who can contribute, look at a Khilan Patel inning. Nobody's talking about the contribution Khilan did with Kanish Chauhan, with the bat I'm talking about, and after that with the ball also. So the way Khilan Patel has batted, the way Ambrish had a partnership, the way Vedant played, there were multiple questions on Vedant, you know, I heard lot of people were saying that यो पर्ची player है क्या है क्यों कब खेला था इसने. So I think but this team knows that हाँ यार उसका अगर आप देखोगे last 1 year एज ग्रुप में बहुत जबरदस्त गया है. He was averaging 58. Then अगर आप देखोगे the way he contributed in that youth ODI series versus Australia, couple of half centuries there, one very important under pressure innings where he built partnership with Abhigyan Kundu. I'm talking about the youth ODIs in Australia, and then 100 in the first youth test also. So technically, again, something temperament wise, again, he's your boy, who can deliver in these kind of situations. And I asked this to Ayush Matre after the game also. He said that we have complete belief in him. That's why we were kept on backing him, because we knew that the way he has supported the team in tough times. And then you have bowlers like Dipesh Devendran and Henil Patel. Henil Patel with that very important Samir Minhas wicket. So when you see this team, Nagargi, you can totally say that you are not dependent. Means अब मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि वैभव का विकेट गिर भी गया. I think पहले 2 मैचेस में लगा होगा that अरे यार वैभव सूर्यवंशी now who will score. But then कि एक विहान मल्होत्रा है आपके पास. You have Abhigyan Kundu. You have a Kanish Embrish. There are multiple players. So anything less than winning this tournament will be a heartbreak, Gargi, for me.
Absolutely. And final question over to you, Vaibhav. Tomorrow, India under 19 faces Afghanistan under 19. How much of a threat is Afghanistan under 19? Obviously, they have reached the semi-final, so they will have a lot of caliber in them. Not a team you want to undermine.
Definitely, the way they have played in the tournament, 16 teams tournament, and you have qualified for the Super Four. So I think this is a team, you cannot take lightly, as you rightly said. And the best part about this team is often we talk about in the senior team, about senior Afghanistan teams, that they more majorly dependent on their bowlers. But in this team, if you look at the Afghanistan under 19 team, they have got some solid batters in their top five, and that is what the last game they played, one of their batters scored 100 as well. So I think it is going to be a big threat for India, and of course the spinners their spinners will come into play, and that's what we have to be careful about. The Indian batters, how you will play the spin, especially in the 15 overs, because I'm expecting a lot of spin in the first 15 to 20 overs, and that's where you have to be very careful in regards to the top order, the India's top order, because that is the worry. That has been the big worry for India. Their top order hasn't fired consistently. They have been getting the brisk starts, but they have not been able to convert those starts into big ones, and that is what the problem lies. But as Rohit Bhai also said, that even if we have a problem in the top order, we have some solid batters in the middle order and the lower middle order who can post a fighting total, if not a match winning total, and that is enough for your bowling lineup to do the job, because bowling group has been taking 10 wickets regularly, match after match. You have got threatening bowlers who can change. You can bowl those game breaking spells, who can change the course of the match just by taking those important wickets. And that's what India. That's what keeps India ahead of other teams. That is their depth and the more all-round options that they have. They also have an Mohammad Inan in the reserve, so they can go. They can think about going in that direction as well, bringing another all-rounder. Although they don't need one, they have batting till 8. So this is where India has that edge over Afghanistan. They have got more depth, more utility options, and of course they don't over rely on two players. They have a lot of match winners in their ranks. I think they will be in a good state to win the semi-final and going into the final.
Can I just add a point to it about Afghanistan? I think the one thing that goes against Afghanistan is just like their senior side, I think they like to bat first. Whatever games I've seen, like, let it be against South Africa under 19, a couple more games, they batted first. They got a good that they put up enough runs on the board, and then they were able to defend it. So it would be interesting to see if Afghanistan, for example, lose the toss and they have to chase. Then I think it won't be easy for Afghanistan side. Just like the senior side, I think the junior side also likes to bat first. In my humble opinion, the three best sides of this tournament are India, England, and Australia, with Afghanistan being the dark horse. But you never know on that day, dark horse can take down the favorites as well. They get it right.
Absolutely. On that note, we'll take your leave. Lots to look forward to, obviously, the under 19 semi final, what happens with the ICC decision regarding PCB, and, of course, India's preparation for the World Cup. We'll be back. We'll be covering everything from on ground. Shubhayan and Debashish will be covering the Mumbai warm up game and the captains meet as well ahead of the T20 World Cup. We'll be back very soon. Thank you so much.